Hi everybody, today we've got some fencing to do, so we're going to get some fence posts in the ground while the ground is still nice and soft. Yesterday I sawed some tamarack for fence posts. I've been doing this last couple of years. I take logs and just put them into 2.5 by 2.5, and these are 10 feet long. So I got this here, and then I got all these right here. Brenda's going to help me today. And we're going to get these fence posts sharpened, and then we'll be cutting these 10 footers in half, so we'll have 5 footers. So let's get started with this. Okay, I'm not sure how many there are, but there's plenty for today. So we will hitch Bill to the stone boat and throw a bunch of these on and head around our fences. Kind of noisy coming through there. Yeah,
Billy didn't know really what was going on. This is not his normal way to go.
By the way, it's been, I don't know, 4 or 5 days since Bill was lame, and as you can see, he's back to work and doing great. Oh. Okay, why don't you go get your hammer and pouch from yesterday?
Okay.
And I'll get the sledgehammer.
Okay.
We'll just do a section of fence at a time, so this is enough fence posts for where we're going. At least I think it is. And with the maul, it is ground soft enough, it should pound right in nicely. Brenda started fixing fence yesterday. She really hasn't done too much of that, so she's learning that. And so as I put the fence posts in, she can be putting the insulators on and connecting up the wire.
Yeah, we need some new posts down there. That's what I found out yesterday. I mean, you could use them, but I doubt you wanted.
Calf us out. Calf out. Cheek. Cheek.
All up.
Oh, yesterday there was about 3 inches of water right here.
I know, it's amazing. Once it starts to dry, it just
dries so fast.
Starts to dry. It's really wonderful.
Hey, I want to show one thing here. I've talked about this on other videos. Matter of fact, when I just talked about the harnesses recently, and I explained the lazy straps. The lazy straps are what we have on most of my harnesses from here, and it goes around these tugs. And you notice I don't have one on Bill's harness. Now, You can go back and watch that video on my D-ring harnesses, how. But what happens, because, and I talked about that, if he was to back up, and I'll have him back up, and I'm going to ask him to go straight, but because he's headed this way, he's going to want to go back to the barn. So I'm going to kind of allow him to do that, and I'm going to show you what's going to happen, or could potentially happen when that happens. So I'm going to back him up just a little bit. Oh. Back up here. Oh. Now see, as the tugs are very slack, if he was to try to spin on me like that, and a lot of times he would try to do that, that tug is flopped in like that. Oh, see how easy that would be for him to step right over it? Yeah. So that's when you have a loose evener or a loose whippletree, it's really important to have lazy straps, because this is a recipe for disaster.
Why don't you? Since it's a recipe for disaster.
Well, because I don't do this very often, and he's usually on a cart, so he doesn't really need it. So.
Because I was surprised you were like, I wouldn't even want to try to make him do it just to show people, because it's like nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Okay, let's head on down. Cuffs up. Oh. I'm going to put one right here.
Oh, you're going to put extras in?
Well, this is actually a long stretch that I had one before, and because it's next to the road especially, it's good to have it.
There are some more long stretches down there where we could use more. Did you unplug the fencer?
It hasn't been on all winter. I don't think it's automatically turned on. Can you hear me?
I'm just double checking, because I'm going to be doing the...
You might, but hand me a nail. I'll just do this one. So for your benefit and for people's benefit, what I prefer to do is, and there again, everybody does it differently. I've told this before. I used to run 2 strands of wire, and I found that actually 1 strand works as good or better. And if you have 2 strands, the bottom strand is in the fast-growing grass, and it will ground out fairly fast. If you have just 1 strand, it's higher up, of course, and so the cattle will actually chew underneath the fence, and they'll actually come underneath a little bit as far as they dare before they get zapped. So I like to have it right about the bottom of my pockets. The problem with this is we have calves that are born, and they tend to go underneath the fence. So a lot of times we'll have our fence quite a bit lower than I would prefer for adult cows. But since I have calves in here, at times I need it low enough so they don't go underneath it, especially next to the road. Oh, here we are. Catch that. Mark. Oh, here's a spot. There's surely places here that the fence posts are pretty bad.
Yes, they are.
So what I'm going to do is sink one right here.
Oh, flies are out. Really?
This is the 4th day of April. We shouldn't be seeing flies.
I know, it just barely started warming up.
I'm gonna put one down there too.
Billy, you're a super good horse. Super good.
Calf step. Oh,
What about the insulators and stuff on those back there, hon?
did you get them on?
No, I was filming. I can go back and do it.
We can get them on the way back through.
Good idea.
Nice step. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh.
Was that fun?
Got some mud here. My post is broken, so I'm gonna put a good corner post in. Put it right at Bill's feet as we go through this wet spot. Oh, I calf a step. Oh,
Well, you're not making too bad of ruts. Oh, you are making some pock marks, but better than big ruts from a tractor.
that's what it would be, and the tractor would still be sitting there probably.
Probably. Feel so much better getting these nice posts in there.
I really do like these posts. They've worked really well. They seem to last for a long time, although I can't really say that because I've only used them as fence posts for a couple of years now, but I've put these tamarack posts like 6x6 in the ground and they've lasted for a long time. Love to know your way of fencing. Put it in the comments below some of the ideas you have when it comes to fencing. Oh, oh. Nice step.
good uphill right here. It might not look like it, but it is. And I've got a stone in my shoe, so I'm not going very fast. I gotta get it out. But I gotta do it one-footed because it's so wet. If I put my foot down, whoa! I did for a second and I got a little bit wet. Here's a little cow path.
Oh.
Jim, this is really iffy back here.
Yeah. I might put one in there.
This whole corner is pretty bad. I think the deer come through here.
See right here, this is what you gotta watch for. See right there, see that where it's broken? You can see the nail underneath there.
Oh, I was looking for this
Right
yesterday.
there. Your thumb's right on it.
Well, I can see a crack right there.
That's what I'm not talking about.
Oh, but I didn't think that.
Oops, sorry.
The wire was touching it.
It wasn't. But I'm just saying that's what you watch for.
Okay. Did you guys hear that echo in the background? It was like, I don't know, like a second later. It was really funny. And it was way over in the distance.
You talking to me?
There's your echo. It's way over there. You can hear an echo.
Yep. Oh, oh. Hi, step. I gotta stop and explain something that I do here and I didn't do in Vermont, and I think I know why. Oh, let me explain something. Since we moved up here 30 years ago from Vermont, I actually do my fence work quite a bit different than we did in Vermont. It seems like when in Vermont, growing up, we would always go through in the spring and pound our posts down. I think that because of the weather maybe, there was more frost. The frost was different anyways. I think it maybe tended to push the post up, and then so the posts were all loose in the spring, so you pounded them down. Since I moved here, I've realized that in the spring of the year, we have totally different ground than we did in Vermont too. So in the spring of the year, some of our fence posts are very, very loose. See that? Now, if I was to pound that in, it would tighten up. But the problem is my wire wouldn't be where I wanted it to be. So also, and I have noticed that if they're loose like this and you don't do anything, what happens when it's really wet right now in the spring of the year, it seems very loose, but as soon as it dries out, it just tightens right up, and this post will be tight all summer long. So I don't generally do any pounding in the spring to tighten a post. Once in a while, like this one here is leaning so bad, I'm going to kind of push it back and hit it a couple times. So maybe it'll stay straighter during the summer months. But I don't want to sink it down too deep because my wire would be too low. But now that's snug, and when it dries out, it'll be solid as can be. Every place, I think, does fencing differently. I do it so much different than I did growing up in Vermont here, and I bet there's so many other places that do it totally different than I do. Cast out. Oh. So this is the type of insulator we like to use. It's just a very cheap one, but they don't last forever, that's for sure, but it's still a really handy way to do things. And what I do generally is I will just drop it in the notch every 2 or 3 posts, and every 3 or 4, third or fourth post, I will wrap it to keep it tight. You can see that was wrapped, but that's fairly good. I'm not going to do anything with that. So Brenda's up putting the other fence posts, other insulator in the corner fence post there. And Brenda,
Yep.
put it on the inside because you're not going to get that wire over there.
You mean over here?
Yeah,
Outside?
yeah, inside the fence.
To me, that's outside.
Hey,
Ow.
hey, hey. I cap a step. Okay, well there you go. We have got quite a stretch done. We have a long ways to go, of course. But we'll keep at this, and we hope you have a great day. And we will see you next time.